All right, everyone, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Friday, December 13th, 2024. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today here. So, a lot to unpack here, but bottom line, market did gap higher, and we did have a pretty good sell all the way down into the 603 handle before rallying back to the big pivot point. That's been kind of the point of control for the last like almost 2 weeks now, and we've been talking about this quite extensively. 60-50, really to 60-55 on the SPX. Now there's a lot to discuss here, but mainly, I'm kind of seeing here the breadth babies are back, right? And what do I mean by that? Everybody's complaining about the breadth here today. And I'm going to tell you, again, over and over, you got to understand this, because if you don't, you're going to make the same mistake that a lot of people made in June and July, which is short the whole way up, before a lot of them were probably capitulated before the top here. And again, when Broadcom is up, when you have volatility pinned at the index level, and we're going into a giant expiry, which is December, for volatility and for equities, this is going to cause 24%. This is $1 trillion stock now. This is going to cause breadth to decline, right? So RSP down, QQQ equal weight down, IWM down, right? Dow down, and in fact, again, we see this frequently, right? The Q's going up with the Russell going in the opposite direction, right? This is normal. It's not a reason to short the market. Right, if you're new to the channel, this might sound a little strange here, but this is very important here, and it's what helped me. It's what led to me personally catching both of these moves in the Russell 2000 this year, which again was the trade of the year both times. Actually, well, this one was a little bit better, but still, I don't look at this as okay, like the breadth is poor, so we have to go short. We have to go short. It's not, the market's stupid, they don't know what they're doing, blah, 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 blah. These things, dynamics change, and you have to change with the market when that happens. So getting that out of the way, good move here, good action. And like I've been saying, best case scenario for bulls is you get sideways to up here, after maybe piercing 61.10. So everybody got bullish Tuesday, and I said I don't think that's really, I still think there's a pocket for volatility here. And last 2 days we've been red. So again, we have not done enough here at consolidation. We're working on it though, but this is ultimately setting up for likely another trend leg into the end of the year. Now volatility here is very interesting. If we do get another trend leg into the end of the year, I think the VIX holds up, and I think the VIX it'll be a market up, like a spot up, vol up situation where we see the VIX climb with the market. This could lead to a blow-off move. And when I say blow-off, I mean an actual one, not, like 50 points and then, we pull back. I mean like a real, possibly even Jan 2018 type situation. Again, changes every single week here. Dealer positioning changes every single week, and we're analyzing that every single day here, and it gives us a tremendous edge against the market. But right now, again, pinning effect, look at it like that. Now Mag 7, certain momentum names, Tesla, just, this one wants to keep going up. There's a little bit of interest at 440. I don't know if we go too much through that, but, 400 did work out. We got a nice, I didn't take it. I know a lot of members did on Monday. We got that nice short off, and that was a good day trade. But again, I said last Friday, like, this is not a short, like as in swing, it's more of a scalp, more of a day trade. And this is, they're, causing market makers to kind of hedge to the upside here. Is it completely out of control? No, I mean, it's been pretty orderly on an intraday basis, but, we're seeing those hedges kind of take off. Broadcom, obviously, this falls under the Momo category, right? So these things are, Mag 7, I think, can continue. And heck, even like IGV today, IGV was down, right? And this is something that a lot of people are crying foul on, but I'm here to tell you that you don't want to be shorting yet, based on that. But anyway, I think the Qs can continue to hold up. We have the Fed next week. There will be potentially some risks here I don't even know if it's risk, but it's something that could be, maybe like in next year, next quarter. But yeah, the bond market is basically like just sticking it to the Fed right now, right? Look at the 2-year yields here, up 5 basis points here. 30's up 6, 10's up 7, 10 back above 4.4. That's a key level. And look at this trend line here, down sloping. So bond market is saying like, what the hell are you doing, right? Essentially, because the Fed now, we have a 98.5% chance of rate hikes, or it should be hikes probably at this point, but it's cuts. So they're just cutting into the growth, and the bond market is basically saying, what the hell are you doing right now? So again, I don't think that with the end of year flow, with the momentum right now, it's not going to be a risk here. It's more of a Jan type thing. But again, we'll talk about that when we get there. Right now, we're just trying to get through this next trade here. Right now, 6,000 would still be some support on SPX. And yeah, I mean, 6,100 is still some resistance. So we're just in this 100-point range, just consolidating for another trend leg. Simple. Qs here continue to inch up, 530. We talked about that being kind of max move for this week, and it got there and it's closed there. So a good move there for QQQ bulls. I haven't really looked at next week on the Qs yet, but I would just give them the upside bias at least into the Fed here. IWM is starting to get really attractive, and I'll just say that I like it. Members know exactly where and when we're looking to pick this up. So looking for the hat trick this year. We got the big move earlier, both of them on this, and I think there might be a hat trick here into the end of the year. But IWM pulling back, and again, Dow, same thing, right? The Dow, look at this. It's 6 days in a row, 7 days in a row on the Dow. So again, very orderly decline. This is dispersion, right? One index is up, the others are down. It's not just because of, another thing too, like when you're looking to analyze something that's risk off, like breadth is poor, so it's risk off, so we're looking for a sell signal. The Dow should be leading, right? The blue chip sector should be leading. XLP should be leading. XLU should be leading, right? Not tech, right? So again, just another thing to look at there. It's not, this breadth stuff is not something to be like going short based off of. Trust me, if we get a sell signal, it'll be obvious. Everything will be down. Volatility will be up, and it'll be unpinned. There won't be these correlations here. SMH here up 2.5. Again, Broadcom helping out. Nice range here. It's got to be said at this point, though. I think I'm bullish NVIDIA for the next couple weeks, but this is not good here. You kind of have that Wyckoff distribution schematic here. High, another high, another high. Maybe we could get one more, but I just don't love it here. Short term, yeah, we'll probably hit the 100 MA, and everybody will go short into the Fed, and then it'll do that, but that's kind of all I'm seeing right now here. I just don't really love this. I think this has a lot to give back next year. But, no problems right now. It has not participated in the rally. IGV, again, down today. Possibly kind of 3 pivot highs there. That could be a little bit of a topping signal. Is that a major topping signal or not? That remains to be seen. But, it's still above all the moving averages and holding on. Transports today down. So again, yeah, down to 16.6. I think you get down in here, you start looking at this for a bounce into the end of the year too. I know that it's faded the whole move and blah, 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 but if you're just looking for a trade here, you're just retesting the breakout pivot. Usually the first retest of the breakout pivot will hold. Even if it fails after, you can at least get a tradable bounce, but typically. 10-year, again, like we talked about, I said this last week. I said, look, this could easily just pull back into one of these levels and then put in a higher low. And I remember a week ago, everybody was that's it. Bonds are coming back. Old deflation's coming back, and they've been saying that every single time the 10-year dips, and it comes back every time. Qs are above 4.1. That's a key level. These guys are going to cut, and it's going to go to where are we going to go? 4.4. We're going to go to, this is where, look at, 4.58 minus 25, it's going to be like right here. effective Fed funds is going to be like right there. That's it. So there's only going to be like 10, 12, 15 basis points of wiggle room. I don't know how they can cut here unless they really know something's coming here. Maybe that's it. Maybe they do know something's coming, but the long end is certainly really concerned here. 30-year looks strong. 10s are looking strong again. 5s are starting to look strong, and 2s definitely the weakest, but looks a little precarious here. XHB down 1.5. So again, we lost the 120 handle. That's kind of a sign of weakness. You still have weekly higher lows though. You could make a case too, if we just get rid of this, you could make a case you got head and shoulders there. Not the greatest, but especially like the weekly still is. Let's get rid of this old line here, but it's still all right on the weekly. It does look tired though. It hasn't made new high. It hasn't really sustained new highs since August. So, VNQ again. This was a red flag here. We talked about that. Only bounced for like 2 days and rolling over. So, I think this can still get a bit into the end of the year if we get more rotation again. But I think that's it. It's just a bid. XLF again, soft off the highs here. I think 49 will hold for now. KRE. Probably 63 or so. You got the 50 MA coming up into price there. And then KBE, I'll say like 58. Broker dealers, XPD still coming off the highs. These look tired as well. Oil up 1.5. So this kind of went the opposite way of energy stocks today. I think this is, I can't tell if a low is in or not. I would really just love to just have this flush out really hard. I don't know if we're going to get it though. If we get a hard flush out now, you look at the weekly, you can make a case you got bear flag here. And oil's done this before, right? You know, it has this, we had this bear flag here back in 22 to 23. We had that sell and then it didn't do anything. Then you had this bear flag here that failed. Kind of another one right here too. It's a little bit smaller, hard to see, but oil does this. So historically, I mean, I would just love to see it like try to flush to 60 or something like that, and then rebound. I think you get a humongous move off that into quarter one, but we'll see if it gives us that setup. XLE again continuing to back off. Again, I really like this going to quarter one. I'm looking to add into some more positions here. XOP and OIH, same look there. CCJ backing off of the highs, back below the 50 moving average. So that is looking on the weaker side here. Really good outside move the other day, and good slice. So lost the 50 MA, not the greatest here. Weekly, you still got some room. You could go back to 50 and still be, you know, perfectly fine uptrend. But daily definitely softer. URNM, we warned about this for a long time. Said you got to get back above 50 to confirm that higher low, and we weren't able to do that. Now you got the lower lows here, so now you're probably going to be looking at 41.75, 42. Right, you got that old trend line there as well. So, and then the 200 moving average, you might need to go reconnect with that one more time. And J, same thing. Nat gas here down 5%, so looking at a possible lower high there. Look at the F contract, and just rejecting that 200 MA. I am not touching nat gas here. Dollar index basically flat, hammering on 107. Nice falling wedge breakout. We can get rid of that now. We don't need it. But again, bottom line is these trend lines held. And if this base is here, this can go higher. That is going to help yields. So, where's all this deflation I keep hearing about? All right, especially in ground beef prices. Anyway, gold here down 1.6. Sorry, 1.56 here. We got above 27.50 and then backed off. Again, tightening range here. I think we'll get a pivot low very soon, and I think it heads towards 3,000. Silver, very weak the last 2 days. I don't really see a ton of downside here on the bigger time frame, so I think this can start to work its way up into quarter one, too, pretty soon. Platinum, definitely softer. Not the greatest look. Got to hold that 920, otherwise we're, probably looking at 9. There may be a trade there at some point. I'll have to do a little bit more work on it. Same thing with palladium here. So weaker. Kind of in no man's land right now, though. There's nothing to do with it. And then copper, again, watch the lower highs there. Got to put in a higher low here, and then you can try to work your way back to 440, but I don't really love it. Just read that ETH shorts hit a new all-time high. They did a week ago too. So yeah, I keep fighting it, I guess. I mean, I'll just let my runners work. Weekly fine here. I mean, like, I know there's a bunch of people who say, oh, it's a hanging man candle. I mean, yeah, but for me, like, a hanging man's got to be, like, at the highs. So, again, you just went into a pivot here. There's nothing to say it can't just go sideways for a little bit longer and then continue up. I don't really see any problems with it. Same thing with Bitcoin. Higher highs, higher lows, over and over and over. I just don't see it going through 105 until at least after next week. After that, can have another melt up into January. But yeah, crypto space looks fine here. It's just basing, consolidating for the next leg. There is a ton of froth though. I think the next leg is the last one before we, cool off for a long time. But we'll get that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So anyway, market's holding up, still basing, still consolidating. And I think that you shouldn't really bet too much against this market here on the bigger time frames. I know we've taken a few shorts here and there this week, but they're just kind of like, short term, looking for 40 points here or 30 points there. We got this pullback. We got part of this one too. But as far as actually like swinging, different story. Don't fight the tape here. You can tell me how wrong I am all you want. People told me how wrong I was about the breadth. May, June, July, and I wasn't. And the tape proves that. So again, very important to understand this stuff and how volatility pinning works. But anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Have a great weekend. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all on Monday.